All right, well, you don't win them all. I don't know what's going on, but we put that boat back in the water after we changed the lip seal on the rudder tube, put it back in the water, and now it's leaking some more.
All right, so we've drilled and put new hardware in there, just kind of dry set it. So we get that last one set. We're gonna back them all out. Put the daisy chain on there and set them with sealant. All right, so there's the autopilot turning to port, autopilot turning to starboard. AJ! Yeah. We're gonna go walk out the walkout. Yeah. Yep. Good?
Yeah, we're all good. All right, I'm ready.
All right, going to port.
Okay.
All the way back to starboard.
Okay. Yep. All the way starboard. All right, stop right there. Go starboard a little bit. All right, stop right there.
Good?
Yeah, that's good.
Tomorrow morning, doing something a little bit different. Well, I am running up to Marathon. I'm going to leave early in the morning. Well, not early, around 7. With no traffic, should take me about an hour to get there. Have some Volvo work I have to do up there on a boat. Hopefully that goes smoothly and I can get the job done in half a day and then get back. We will see, but I'll take you guys along with me in the morning. Hopefully I can video on the board, the boat. We'll have to ask permission.
Over here today, splashing this beautiful little sailboat. So I'm following Matt because we were trying to haul this little sailboat and we've had some issues, I guess. Maybe some of the parts that were sent to us weren't appropriate or something. I'm gonna have him tell us.
All right, well, you don't win them all. I don't know what's going on, but we put that boat back in the water after we changed the lip seal on the rudder tube. There was electrolysis on the stainless steel sleeve that the lip seal rides on. So we changed that too, put it back in the water, and now it's leaking some more. Not a lot, but it is leaking. So I called Morris Yacht and said, what are we going to do here? And I mentioned to him, hey, I just noticed that there's about a 16th inch of play on the upper bearing. And their theory is that that play is allowing the rudder to shift a little bit, which is causing pressure on the lip seal, which is then letting a little bit of water coming in. Literally, it only does it when you move the rudder. I also have a theory that that is a floating rudder. So like if you took the rudder out of the boat and threw it in the water, it would float. And when you put that rudder in and you put the boat in the water, you can tell that there's definitely a lot of positive buoyancy on there. And I'm wondering if that's putting any tension on that lip seal. So the plan going forward is we're going to drop the rudder back out. We're going to shim and probably repair that upper bearing and get rid of that play. And then we're going to put in a slightly oversized lip seal on the bottom. So it's got to come all the way back out. Owner's all upset. I don't know. Is it my fault? I don't think so. What do you guys think? Leave me a comment.
You called Morris Yachts and they told you what to get and do, right?
Yes, so all these parts are OEM spec from Morris, all brand new. Still leaks, don't know why. So that's their solution, is fix the play in the upper bearing, which they say that could have been the problem. Get a lip seal with a tighter tolerance by a few thousandths, and hopefully that'll solve the problem. Some days, it's just not worthwhile. I'm heading out, going to Marathon, going up the Keys to change a water pump on a Volvo engine. There's nobody up there to do it, so we have to drive up to do it. That's something we normally do, but it's Volvo, so we're going up to do the job. It takes about an hour. I should be there. The weather is absolutely beautiful today. Water looks amazing. If we get the job done in a hurry, I know the water pump's already, the old one's removed, so it should be just a matter of putting a new one on. Pretty cool little island over there. A lot of people raft up there and party. Looks like there's a chug on there. Chug is a Cuban homemade boat that the refugees come from Cuba on. So this part of it, it's all off limits. You can't get on there. Yeah, Chris has almost got this water pump out. Hopefully that last bolt down there doesn't become a problem. But this is the new one. All $4,000 worth right there. Here's the problem with the old one. The shaft sheared, main shaft right here, sheared right off. That's a lot of steel to shear off, boy. You need to hold that? Nope, hold on, that's not a good idea. Let me see if I can grab it. Okay, try it now.
Nope, not the enough for that.
You need a break, dude? I mean, I know you almost got it. You probably want to finish it. I get it.
Parts of the body didn't want to flex on that squat.
The old parts?
They're all old parts.
Yeah, mine are too.
I think once that bottom is off, because it's already cleared the gears in the back, it should.
Oh,
tip it up
yeah,
this
okay,
way.
yeah. Did you put Croil on that?
I mean, I sprayed it earlier, but.
All right, so Chris got the pump out. We're just cleaning up the flanges on there and there. That looks pretty good, right? Yeah, that's good enough. But you can see this is no bueno. And I'm guessing that all this corrosion probably pushed on the bearing or something and caused that shaft to break down in there. That'd be my thought.
Yeah, probably.
I mean, that thing's been leaking for a long time. Yeah, and of course now the other one's just as bad, so I have to order that one too. Okay, we got the new O-rings on, got the new gasket in there. We got a new gasket for that. Chris is cleaning up the bolt threads, and we're going to get this pump installed here, hopefully in a couple hours, and have this engine running so I can go home and start enjoying the weekend. Right, Chris?
Oh yeah, it is a weekend.
Yeah, it is.
My weekend is getting ready for a road trip for 2 weeks.
Yeah, well, he's going on vacation. Must be nice.
It's not vacation.
Well,
Taking the family around for 2 weeks. That's not vacation.
it's not going to be at work. Okay, here we go. Hang on, hang on. Is that wire out of the way? Yeah, it is. Okay, good. Yep. Come on. So we're going to have to get those gears to mesh. Okay, without too much struggle, we managed to take a pry bar and clock the, you can't see it down in there, but we clocked the teeth on the gear, on the pump gear, to match the engine gear, and we got it slid up, and we're getting the bolts put on now. This is just cleaning up the threads down there a little bit. The threads on that are nice and clean. Pretty excited, went in pretty easy. Just getting the mounting bolts tightened down now. Then we just have to hook up the oil line for the gear and put the flanges back together, start the engine, see how she does. Chris, how much do you think that pump costs?
All right, so I'm going to say the average water pump is probably around $400, and since it's a Volvo Penta times it by 5, so $2,500. More?
$4,000.
Okay,
Yeah.
my math was off. Times 10.
Yeah. Okay, how long do you think this job's going to take us from start to finish? I left the house at 7 a.m. sharp. It's now 11:53. What time do you think I'll be walking back in my door at my house this afternoon?
Are you taking into account the emergency calls on the way home?
I don't know about any emergency calls on the way home today. At least Carrie has not told me about any yet. Yeah, Chris is right. He did say it is Friday, so usually we get all kinds of crazy calls on Fridays because everybody wants to use their boat on the weekend. Once over, make sure everything's looking right. Seacock's open, bolts are all tight. Oil line is hooked up and tight. Air filter's back on. Sensor's connected. Got the garbage picked up. Yep, go ahead. We got good water flow. I'll rev it up a little bit in neutral, please. That's good. Got good water coming out the wet exhaust. Okay. Looks like mission successful. You're getting packed up and cleaned up, and we're going to hit the road. I know I probably shouldn't be videoing driving, but I'm not looking at you guys much. Heading over to a client boat. He's an older gentleman and can't get the shore power on. And I'm pretty sure I know what it is. There's a circuit breaker that's down in the lazarette. I don't know that he can get down there. So I'm going to run over there, flip that breaker on, and hopefully it's that, and get that taken care of real quick. It's been hot here lately. Very hot, actually. It makes it kind of miserable to be working, but got to do what we got to do. Oh, and the greatest thing, though, is listen to this. School's out. So all those buses and all those parents driving their kids to school, not that I'm hating on that, they're not driving right now, and the roads are much more clear, much less traffic. It just is like a breath of fresh air. Well, sometimes it can take over an hour to drive 4 miles to get downtown from Stock Island, which is crazy. When I was growing up, almost everybody rode the bus, and so there were that many less cars on the road. Now it seems like fewer kids ride the bus, and everybody get dropped off with their parents in their cars. In the morning, every school in Key West, total gridlock because there's hundreds of cars trying to drop off kids. I guess that changed somewhere along the line. These schools, to be honest with you, especially down here in Key West, they're really not set up for that much traffic. The roads are just one lane coming and one lane going. So if you throw 100 cars at a school in the morning, there you go. Screw up traffic all over Key West. Plus, it seems like we're coming up on our slow season, so there's a lot less tourists around. We still get the cruise ships in town, but as far as the marinas, they're kind of empty. We're blessed. We're still plenty busy. All right, well, I got my beloved big green beast back, but she's still broke. Let me show you. So I got no oil pressure and I got no RPM indications. Our mechanic has tried multiple things, but we did just find out that there's a recall on the OEM cam position sensors. So we're gonna take a cam position sensor off a running engine that we know is good. We're not gonna go to Ford and buy another one because we already did that twice. We're going to get one that's off of a running engine and put that on here and see if we get RPM indication. The truck that is running has been totaled because, I don't know, the body or frame, something shot. So we're going to strip parts off of that known good engine. It runs good. And we're going to put them on this. We're going to replace the IPR, which is the injector pressure regulator. We are getting low pressure oil, and it is filling the high pressure oil pump. So that is working, but I don't know why. I think there should be, after 10 seconds of cranking, I think you're supposed to get oil pressure on the oil pressure gauge, and I'm not showing anything there. So could be wiring harness. If the CPS doesn't fix it, what I'll probably do is just jump some wires from the pins, get those sensors off that other engine, and we're gonna hook them up here. If that doesn't work, then my next plan is to start jumping out the wire harness with my own wiring and try different sensors and things of that. Not different sensors, we're already gonna do that. I'll start running independent wires outside of the wire harness and test it that way. That's what the plan is. I'm not giving up. That's my truck. Just needs some help. And I do appreciate everybody's advice that you guys have been giving me. I love it. Stand by. I'm working on it as fast as I can. So I wanted to give us a recap on our M36 Morris Hinckley sailboat with the leaking rudder post. Pulled it out. We changed everything with OEM parts as spec'd by Morris Hinckley and Tides Marine. We put it back in the water. It leaked. So we pulled it back out of the water, got a hold of Tides Marine, and they recommended that the finish on the stainless steel sleeve was too smooth. Had us rough it up 320 grit surface. And we also put a new lip seal in there. And then also we noticed that there was some play in the upper bearing where the rudder tube was in the bearing, the stainless steel bearing sleeve. It was moving about 1/16 of an inch. It had play up there. So they had us shim that. So this is what Tides Marine told us. They said, put it in the water. It's going to leak initially, but then it should stop leaking. That's what they said. So I'm like, okay, well, the owner and I talked and we said, okay, we're going to go with this. Put it in the water. I checked it today. It does appear that there's a little less leakage, but it still is leaking. Prospective buyer has said that if it's not leaking too bad, he will buy it the way it is. At this point in time, with talking with Morris, I don't know what else to do besides take that system out of there. And my thought is to put a whole different brand system in there. I would probably recommend a PSS PYI, but I don't know if there's clearance for that in there because it's really tight. So that's where we're at with that.
We got it back to the slip.
Yes, it's back in its slip. We're keeping an eye on it. Let me know if you guys have any ideas on how you would fix that, because we're kind of at our wits' end with it. So is the owner, Tides Marine, and Morris doesn't really have any more ideas for us. We'll see how it goes. If you have any questions for us or things that you would like to see, I know some of you have responded other times, but again, yeah, just let us know. If there's a specific job that you want to see or you have questions on, let me know and I'll see what I can come up with. Thumbs up, subscribe, you know, all the drill. I'm getting grilled by my wife behind the camera right now. We appreciate all your support as always. It's great. It's the thing that keeps us going.